Welcome back friends. In today's video we will do a detailed review of Linux Mint 20.3 UNA edition. So let us start. This will be the first boot up after the installation. In the last video we had covered the installation of Linux Mint 20.3 UNA edition. Input the simple password that we had set during the installation. It's giving the warning that check your video drivers because video acceleration is not available. Yes, because we are doing it in VM, video acceleration is not available. Okay. First, we are greeted with this welcome screen. So, we take the first steps after a typical Linux Mint installation. We can choose between the desktop color accents. So, we will not do it, but you can choose any one of the color accents shown here. We can choose between light and dark mode from here. There is a toggle. Yes, it is working. Then the panel layout. Right now we have got the traditional panel layout by default. You can go for the modern panel layout. Then you can set the system snapshots via time shift restore application. You have to give your sudo password. So since we have done a extended for file system during the setup, we have to use rsync. If you use the btrfs file system, you have to use the btrfs option. Then click on the next. It will estimate the system size and then ask you for further options that we will see in short while now. It will take a little bit more time because this is the first time it will check the system size. After this first time configuration is done, it will run independently in the background. Depending on the type of snapshots and the frequency of snapshots you select, it will run in the background. It might slow down your system, but it will do its job. Today I am going to show you how to do the first time install configuration. So after the installation of Linux Mint is done, what are the activities that you have to do after the first boot? So we will follow the steps shown in the welcome screen. So first we set the system desktop colors or the accent colors. Then we chose the panel layout between the traditional and modern. We chose for the modern layout. Then now we are configuring the system snapshots. While it is going on, we can go ahead. We launch the driver manager. So we can install some extra drivers. we wait for the both of the processes to end. That is the managers searching for the extra hardware drivers, and the time shift restore utility finishing the first time configuration. After these two are done, we will go ahead. Till then we wait. Yes. So the system's restore utility has done up with the sizing of the system. Now it is asking us to select the snapshot location. So anyway, we don't have any other partition extra, only the root partition and the boot partition. So we choose the boot partition. But in real life, you can have a separate partition for the backups. Now we click on the next button. Okay, now the driver manager has finished searching for the new extra device drivers. So there is no need of any additional drivers to run the system. So we close that window. Yes, we go back once. Okay, so the root partition with the journaling file system was selected. Now you can have, say, a monthly partition. Monthly. We can have a one monthly snapshot, one weekly snapshot, and maybe one daily snapshot, and one boot snapshot. So suppose there is some issue with the bootloader, then we can have a boot backup. Stop cron mails for scheduled task. Yes, if you don't select this and you have got the emails configured for the root or the admin, then the admin will get the emails from the system, cron emails from the system regarding the status of the snapshots at regular intervals. So if you don't want those emails, then you can choose stop cron emails option. With this, the setting of the time shift restore utility is done. We select on the next. Now it is asking us the final setting. Do you want to include files from the root and SAN? So three options are there: exclude all files, include only hidden files, and include all files. So typically I use include all files from my home directory, and root files I don't backup because otherwise the backup becomes very big. Of course, if you have got a big hard disk, say 1 TB hard disk, you can easily go for the full backup, including root and the home directory. So I will, for today's purpose, I will only backup the home directory. Now click next. So the setup is complete. Now you can hit the finish button, and time shift utility will work automatically, and time to time do the snapshots as per the settings done today. So now we can close this, and yes, we can create a snapshot of the system manually also. You have to hit this create button here, and it will create a snapshot of the system right now based on the settings done during the first setup or settings done from the setup wizard. So we close this. Now system snapshots setting and the driver manager is done. Now you have to go to the update manager. So update manager will show you security updates, software updates, and system snapshots. So first, a new version of update manager is available. So you have to apply the update. And it is asking, do you want to switch to a local mirror? Yes. Switching over to a local mirror will always help, because the local mirror is situated near to your location, most probably in your own local. Say for example, I am in located in India, so the local mirror will be situated somewhere in India, and this will speed up the update process. So we can switch to a local mirror. Yes. For that you require to input the sudo password. So these are the mirrors that was selected. This is the PPA mirror, additional repositories. So it has been automatically deselected after the installation. That is the CD-ROM or the installation disk. Authentication keys are there, so you can import, download and install. Maintenance of the repositories is there, so the local files, extra files, you can purge. You can purge the residual configuration, remove duplicate entries, add missing keys, JPG keys, remove foreign packages, downgrade foreign packages, for fix merge list problems from here. You can install optional sources like source code repositories, debug symbols and unstable packages, that is the ROMI or the testing packages from here. If you select this toggle, then the unstable packages will be available for your system. So we will not do anything, just I wanted to show you how the things work in the selection of software sources. So there are total 105 updates, sizing to 533 MB. We will not do the update here, so because this is just a review, I will close this down. Now you can have a look at the system settings. Now let us check out the backgrounds. So these are the latest backgrounds for the UNA edition, and the preceding editions of Linux Mint wallpapers are also given, that are Uliana, Ulyasa, Uma and Una. So all are given. If you go and check, so these are the wallpapers for the latest Una edition. So some great wallpapers are there. Why not try out this? Yes, looks great, isn't it? Or we can have this pink. Oh, this is also very beautiful. So great combination of wallpapers are available for the new UNA edition of Linux Mint 20.3. This is the San Francisco wallpaper. Oh, this is also excellent one. Georgia's wallpaper. Or the lamp wallpaper. This also looks very good. This is the Mayan Theater. This also is very nice looking one. The Venice wallpaper. Oh, this is also great looking wallpaper. Okay, now we have finished with the wallpapers. Yes, and here from here you can import your pictures. So if you have got a library of wallpapers downloaded separately, you can import those library of wallpapers using this add new folder button. And let us check out the settings. So here you can have a background wallpapers as a slideshow setting, and you can change the aspect of the wallpaper. You can change the background color. Right now by default it is black solid color. Now we move over to the software manager. It is generating the software package cache. Let us now go over to firewall. You have to input your sudo password. So this is the simple firewall. You have to enable it when you first log in. So all the incoming connections are denied, and all outgoing connections are allowed by default. But you can change the rules. You can add and remove the rules. You can check out the reports and logs from here. Simple but very effective wallpaper firewall. Yes, the software cache is still under generation. So what we can do is, meanwhile we can continue with the documentation. So let us launch the documentation, the Linux Mint UNA 20.3 edition. So the documentation has opened up in the Explorer. So first you have to read the installation guide. Of course, we have already done the installation, but before you start the installation in real life, you have to first go to the Linux Mint website and read the documentation. That is the right way to do the things. Then you have to go through the user guide. It is given here. You can, I think, download this user guide also. So if you click on the English, the user guide will open in new tab, and I think you will be able to download it. Then there is a translation guide is there, a developer guide is there for the Linux Mint. So you go through this. It is recommended by me and recommended by Linux Mint, of course. Now let us launch the new features button to discover the new features in UNA edition. Okay. So the Linux Mint 20.3 Cinnamon UNA edition is given. The Hypnotics IPTV is there. So in different countries, different channels are available. So this will show you the number of channels you can watch using the Hypnotics IPTV. In addition to M3U and local playlist, the IPTV also supports Extreme API. Now there is a new app called Thingy. Thingy is a document manager. It gives quick access to your favorite and recently opened documents and keep track of your reading progress. So suppose if you are reading some PDF file, and out of the 20 pages of the PDF, you have read the 11 pages and you close down the PDF. Next time you open the PDF, it will show you that you have read up to 11 pages, and it will show the pages upward from 11. So 12 onwards it will show you the pages. So you can start your reading from there itself. It will not go to the first page. It will open up from the 11th page. So it will remember the track of your reading progress. There is a sticky notes app. So it has also got a search function inbuilt. So you can search within the sticky note app for the keyword that you want to search. And the look of the sticky notes app has been improved. And a new control is added to the notes toolbar to control the size of the text. There have been some theme changes in the Una edition. There are rounded corners, a cleaner theme, and support for dark mode. And title bars and corners have now been made rounder with bigger buttons. So the buttons is bigger and the curvature, the roundness is now bigger. So this makes the desktop look more pleasant and generous. The hover zone around the icons has widened, so it is easier to select the icon and then press the buttons. Maximize and unmaximize icons is more intuitive than before. Accents and colors. An accent is a part of theme that uses a vibrant color to catch your attention and look more noticeable than the rest of the themes. Accents make the theme look nice, catchy, vibrant, fun, even especially on top of gray, which can be quite austere, but they come at a cost. They compete for your attention and distract you from the actual content. The default mint wire theme has some pleasant access, and some feature colors were removed from some of the widgets like toolbar buttons, menus, file browser, sidebar, and the base color was changed to a brighter shade of gray. Earlier it was very dark shade, so now it is a lighter shade, so it looks more pleasant. Accent were kept on small widgets such as sliders, checkboxes, radios, and close button to continue provide you the favorite highlight color, while rest of the thing takes a step back and looks cleaner than before. So it looks more visually appealing, and it is not the clutter is now reduced. Otherwise what happens is, if you have too many colors in a window, then it looks very cluttered. So the clutter has been removed. And the dark mode is now done better in a better way. So some of the applications can be in the dark mode while the rest of the desktop remains light. So it is part dark and part light mode. And the Linux Mint now features a full dark mode support and takes advantage to give the terminal and multimedia apps a distinctive look. The following apps are now shipped in dark: Celluloid, Hypnotics, Xfever, Pix, and the GNOME terminal. Mint Y is now theme is now streamlined to provide less complexity and to work better in variety of cases. Instead of providing two separate title bar themes, one dark and light, it now provides a theme which dynamically adjusts its color to the selected control theme. The darker variants, which come with mixed dark toolbars with light windows and has poor compatibility with mono icon themes, are discontinued. The Mint Y Cinnamon theme provides a light panel. Note, Mint Y Dark is still the default Cinnamon theme here, and the Mint X received a styling for in-app notifications and a better looking Nemo toolbar. Nemo is the file manager name. So the Nemo file manager toolbar has received the tweaks to make it look better. But the original Mint Y and Mint X themes are available as Mint Y Legacy. And if you want to make the Linux Mint look exactly as it did before, simply install the Mint Themes Legacy package and you can change your theme to the selected legacy theme. And if you don't like the dark mode of the packages like Hypnotics, Celluloid, Pix, Xfever, and GNOME terminal, then you can open their preferences and disable the option. The Cinnamon 5.2 version is now included in the Cinnamon edition of the Linux Mint Una 20.3. The calendar applet has been updated. It features multi-calendar events. Events you can create in your calendar appears in your applet. Events in the applet use the same color as the calendar they belong, so it is easy to keep track of multiple calendars. Applet syncs with the evolution data server, so it supports many online calendar applications. For example, if you use the Gnome calendar, it works out of the box. If you use a Google Calendar, simply connect it via the online accounts and it works well. If you use Thunderbird, install an add-on to create evolution data server and it also start to sync as well. And there are the host of many other improvements, like a radial shader effect is added to the clutter dialogs. Windows animations are reviewed, tuned and simplified. There is upcoming Mutter rebase which will land in future version of Cinnamon and provide better effects. New configuration options are added. Workspace feature applet, option to disable scrolling, notification applet. There is an option to hide the counter. Windows list applet, option to remove labels. And there are a lot of bug fixes in the Cinnamon 5.2 edition. Support for the NVIDIA Optimus cards is there. Increased support for right to left languages in the sound menu applets and the Windows setting. The clipboard content no longer vanishes if the memo process dies. So there are lot of small updates are there in the Cinnamon 5.2. You can go through the list. There is printing and scanning improvements have been done, and HP Lip was upgraded to version 3.21. XApp improvements have been done. The X Reader PDF received a good manga support. The right to left mode, the direction of arrow keys is now inverted, so going left goes forward in the document like it would do when you read a manga. And there are some other updates you can check out for yourself. Plus there is some hardware improvements. The latest wallpapers are included. The Linux firmware has been updated to 1.1187. Flatpak is upgraded to version 1.12. Linux Mint okay, and the Ubuntu base package has been updated to Ubuntu 20.04. Linux kernel 5.4. LTS strategy, Linux 20.3 will receive updates up till 2025. Until 0.22 for future versions of Linux Mint will use the same base package as 20.3, making it trivial for people to upgrade. Until 2022, the development team won't start working on new base and will be fully focused on this one. So you will get a quick fixes and bug updates for the 20.3 Linux Mint. So this finishes the new features in Linux Mint. And now the release notes. So release note is showing the known issues and whether they have been attended to. So the Snap Store is disabled in Linux Mint 20. So you can use either the default apps from the store or you can use the Flatpaks. Virtualbox black screen issue was there, so it can be solved by changing the Virtualbox graphics controller to VM SVGA. Garbled screen. If the screen is garbled while watching Linux Mint in Virtualbox, switch the console to host plus F1 and back to TTY with host plus F7. So that will solve the garbled screen. Other workaround is to disable the nested paging. You can do it from the system acceleration settings and increase the video memory to 128 MB. Guest additions. To add support for the shared folders, drag and drop, proper acceleration and display resolution Virtualbox, click on the devices list of Virtualbox and choose insert guest addition CD image. Home directory encryption is slower than the full disk encryption. The move to systemd causes regression in encrypts, which is responsible for mounting and unmounting encrypted home directories when you log in and log out. touchpad drivers. The default touchpad drivers in addition is lib input, but you can install the Synaptics touchpad driver from the store. You have to just search for the Synaptics touchpad driver. You will get it, and then you have to install it. To install the complete version of Wine, open the terminal and type the apt install wine-installer. If you are facing issues with the microphone or sound input, you have to install PAU control, that is the full audio control, where you can control the sound input, output, microphones, and all other peripherals that work with sound. If VLC does not find your DVD player, open media open disk and specify /dev/sr0 as the disk device. So you can go through this release notes in detail. I will stop here. Okay, now the software manager is open, so you can see the editor speaks. These are the hot applications used by most of the users, preferred by most of the users. Then there are categories like accessories, fonts, games, graphics, science, programming, office, internet, sound and video, system tools, Flatpak, and all applications. So let us open one of them, that is the Flatpaks. So the Telegram desktop is available, Discord is there, Bitwarden, Pulse Effect, Video Downloader, Krita, LibreOffice, Kdenlive, Shortcut, OBS Studio is there. Let us check out the version of the OBS Studio. Okay, so it is quite latest, 27.2.4. Steam is there, Free File Sync, Foliate, VLC, Viber, Signal Desktop, OnlyOffice, KneePass XC, Postman, Remimi, that is the RDP client, Warpinator is there. So host of softwares are available which contain the latest software versions compared to those in the Snap Store. This is 6.0. This is the older one, but most of the Flatpak apps are quite updated. So big list of software packages available as a Flatpak are given here. This will satisfy most of the users. Let us open the Wine. Okay, the Wine installer is there. 5.0.3 version is there. This is the standard suite belonging to Ubuntu repos. This is also, I think, 5.0.3 only. Yes, but it is Ubuntu, so this is maintained by Ubuntu. And let us check out the VLC player. Okay. Version is 3.0.9. Now let us open the Office one. So LibreOffice suite is there. Version, let us check out. So it is it is older one, 6.7.7, but it is maintained by Ubuntu, so you will get the security updates and other bug fixes from Ubuntu if you use this LibreOffice suite. So lot of updates, lot of software packages are available in the Office section. Let us check out so Firefox, Chromium is there, Thunderbird, Deluge, FileZilla, Qubit Torrent, Pidgin, Transmission, Wireshark, transmission GTK. So that is the BitTorrent downloader developed in GTK. KTorrent is there. Samba. If any browser, GFTP is there. Pidgin is there. Pidgin is a chat messenger client. TransGUI is there. Front end to remotely control transmission. Yes, the transmission developed in Qt is there. It is a BitTorrent client, download client. This is the own cloud client. This is the firewall config. These are all apps related to internet. Okay. So customize this. Grid spacing. Now we have adjusted the grid spacing. Okay. It is showing still 105 updates selected, amounting to 533 MB. We will not do the updates. Now let us check out what is installed. So in accessories, you got the archive manager, calculator, character map, disk, document viewer, file renamer is there. Files, that is the Nemo file manager, font selection, image viewer, notes is there. Onboard on-screen keyboard is there. Passwords and keys manager is there. Redshift is there. Screenshot is there. Key editor is there. USB image writer is there. USB stick formatter is there. Virtual keyboard is there, and Warpinator is there. Warpinator is used to send and receive files from the network. In the graphics section, you got the document scanner, drawing app, and the pics, that is the photograph manager. In internet section, you got the Firefox web browser, which is default. HChat is there. Thunderbird client, transmission, BitTorrent downloader, and the web apps is there. In the office section, you got the calendar, library, the LibreOffice suite. In the sound and video, you got the celluloid, hypnotics, and rhythm box. In administration, you got the backup tool, disk usage analyzer, driver manager, login window, logs, power statistics, printer, software manager, software sources, synaptic package manager, system monitor, and system reports is there, along with terminal, time shift, update manager, and users and groups to administer the users and groups. In the backup tool, let us click. What is the backup tool? So this is a separate backup tool other than the timeshift, which is included in this ISO. So you can backup now. Click on the backup now. Select where you want to save your backup, to the backups folder, forward. If you want to add exclude any files or directories, you can do it from here. So you go forward. Here you can include the files. Say, I want to include the pictures. Why it is not working? Okay. So I can add music and pictures for the backup. It is not working. Okay, so from here you can only add the hidden files or directories which are not shown by default. Okay. Once you include the files, they are then included in the backup.tar. So this is a backup using the only zip files. So backup zip file will be created. Okay. Let us check out the settings. The effects. So here you can configure the desktop effects, window effects. Then let us go ahead in the font selection. Default font is Ubuntu regular and monospace regular, but you can change. You can add a host of fonts are available. You can select anyone you like. In the theme section, let us check out the themes. Okay, so all those older themes are also available. You can use any one of the one you like. And in window border, only Mint X and Mint Y is available. In the controls, yes, in the controls, you can have a host of different themes. You can select any one of them. The default is Mint Y. Mouse pointer only 3 are available: DMZ, white, black and Advaita. And in the desktop theme, the dark themes and light themes are available. Different themes are there. You can even install some more themes from the store. Yes, here is the theme store. You can install the other themes from here. And you can do some settings to the themes, theme store. Scroll bar behavior and miscellaneous options. So icons in menus and show icons on buttons. Okay. So in the account details, you can administer the user. In the applets, here you can manage the applets and download and install more applets from the applet store. Here you can configure the hot corners, you can configure the input methods, the languages, you can configure the notifications from here, you can configure and manage the extensions from here. Right now there are no extensions, but yes, you can download. My best extension that I always use is the transparent panel. So you can download the transparent panel extension from here, and then you can add, and yes, the panel, bottom panel becomes transparent. So this is my favorite, but you can configure your privacy settings. Never forget old files. There is a toggle number of days to remember old files. There is a setting check connectivity, internet connect. So what happens is, if you keep this on, the system will keep checking for connectivity from time to time, and this will give out your location, IP location. So if you want to keep your IP locations private, you can toggle it off, so system will not search for the IP connection every time. Here you can do the settings like panel visibility, panel size, panel appearance and general panel options from here. Online accounts, yes, this is favorite. So you can add accounts for Google, Nextcloud, Microsoft, Flickr, Foursquare, Microsoft Exchange, IMAP, SMTP, Enterprise Login, Kerberos. Kerberos is the enterprise login. In the general section, you can do the settings for the compositor, enable timer while logging out or shutting down. You can limit the memory of the cinnamon. So if cinnamon uses too much memory, it will restart itself, but your apps will continue to work in the background, so your apps won't be disturbed, but instead cinnamon will restart, so it will release the memory and your apps can consume that release memory, so your apps will continue working, but cinnamon will restart in a few seconds. Here you can do the hardware settings, like for the Bluetooth color. In color you can import the different ICC profiles. This is the G disk, the display manager, graphics tablet. So no tablet was selected. If you are installing the Cinnamon desktop, Linux Cinnamon desktop on tablet, it will automatically detect the graphics tablet, and then it will display the screen in a portrait mode by default. Here you can do the settings for your keyboard, mouse and touchpad, network, power management, printers, sound and system info. In the administration section, you can add the extra driver managers, extra drivers using the driver manager. The firewall setting is there, login window setting. So let us check out the login window setting. So for that you have to use the sudo password. So how the appearance of login window will appear? You can change the background color, stretch background across multiple monitors, use different backgrounds, draw a grid. You can use the GTK theme, icon theme, mouse cursor, all this you can set. Optional pictures, all this you can set. You can set which users to be shown in the user list at the login window. You can hide the user list also. Allow guest sessions, automatic login for the given username, and delay before connection in seconds. So all this is. Then the high DPI support, monitor supports, hostname accessibility supports, battery power. So it will show the battery power, keyboard layout also. It will show. If you toggle it off, then the keyboard layout will not be shown. The quit menu, clock format, all this will appear if you toggle it on here. If you toggle it off, it will not appear on the login screen. Now the overall conclusion we can draw is that Linux Mint Una edition is a step in the right direction. It is light, snappy. It has got all the softwares required by the users, most of the users, and it works very stable. Typically of the Linux Mint Linux distro, it is very stable. I don't find any lag in performance even in the virtual machine. So it will work the best when you use on the bare metal. And Linux Mint users who are using the 20.2 edition, they can update to this edition. It will be a wise update and you won't face any problems in the update. And now the Linux Mint developers are of course going to release the Linux Mint update app, so you can use the update app when it is released to update from the Linux Mint 20.2 edition to the 20.3 edition. And if you continue using the 20.2 edition, of course you will receive the support for the 20.2 edition also. But once the update is about support is about to end, you can update using the new Linux Mint updater to the 20.3 edition. So both way it is good for the users. So I now stop the video here. We have reviewed the Linux Mint 20.3 Una edition with Cinnamon desktop today. Thank you very much for being with us during the course of this video. Do like, subscribe and comment on our videos. Do not forget to press the bell icon, otherwise you will miss the new videos. Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you.